have my right eye done. This is what the finished look will look like. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes using my Urban Decay Primer Potion in the anti-aging version. Just apply that all over the eye. Just gonna blend it in with my finger. So now that I've primed my eyes, it's time to go into some eyeshadows. And here is the star of the show, the Colourpop I Think I Love You eyeshadow palette. It has a cardboard packaging and a very pretty metallic rose gold kind of surface here. If you open it up, this is what the palette looks like. Unfortunately, it does not come with a mirror, but I believe that's how they keep the costs down. Now this has 12 shades, all mixed in with mattes and metallics. It's a really pretty neutral palette overall, with a little bit of fun colors here and there, but overall this is very friendly for those of you that are lovers of anything neutral. Also, if you're curious about what the shades are called, here in the back is a sticker that basically labels all of the shade names. And for those of you who aren't aware, this palette is sold for $16 on the Colourpop website. I believe the last time I checked, it still wasn't sold out, and I checked sometime like this morning. So if you're interested in getting this palette, you don't have to worry about it being sold out. You can still get your hands on this. And just to let you guys know, I did get all of my base makeup done, so that includes highlighter, bronzer, foundation, concealer, and all of that, as well as my brows. And I will have all the products that I used listed in the description below as always. This little piece of hair just will not listen to me. I think it just has a mind of its own, and I don't think there's anything I can do about it, so just ignore that little thing. Alright, so now that I've primed my eye, I want to set my eye using this color called Rowdy, and it's kind of a confusing shade. I say that it's a confusing shade because if you look at it in the light, you see tiny little specks of glitter, but you swatch it on your hand, it looks more like a matte shadow that has like sprinkles of glitter here and there. So it's not like a shimmery shadow, I'd say. So I think I'll just go ahead and put this shadow all over my eye just to set my primer. Okay, now that I've set my eye, I'm gonna use the shade called Bel Air, and it's like a taupey nice transition shade right here. And I'm gonna just take that on my MAC 217 brush and just gently swirl it in my crease area so that I can create that nice transition base. There is a tiny bit of kick up if you're using a natural bristled brush, just if that bothers you. It doesn't really bother me that much if there's like a little bit of kick up. So yeah, just so you guys know. So because I want to be gentle and just applying this transition color, I'm holding the brush towards the end of the brush like this and just gently swirling it in my crease area. Just using like circular motions, being very light-handed. It's really helpful to have this transition color down because it gives you kind of like a guideline of where you want each color to go. So I always like kind of framing my eye to make sure I know exactly where I'm gonna put the colors I want to place. Okay, so now that I have the transition color just somewhat laid down, I'm going to go ahead and use some of the metallic colors I have on my eye. So I'm first gonna take the shade called Level Up. It's like that super metallic coppery brown color. And I'm taking that on a flat Eco Tools brush, and I'm gonna just outline basically where I'm gonna place this color. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my finger after I outline like where I'm gonna place the color so that I can intensify the color even more with my finger. But for now, we're just gonna lay down this color roughly where we want it to go. And since our fingers can't be as precise as like a nice and slim pointed brush, you can't exactly create like a nice edge like this brush can. So yeah, I'm just honestly just outlining it. And for those of you who have eyes like me, where if you apply shadow and you suddenly kind of look straight on, the shadow kind of disappears under your crease, then what you could do is you just look kind of straight ahead and place the color where it's going to be visible even if you are looking straight ahead. Just gonna place it right here so that it's gonna be really visible even if I'm like looking at you straight on. Definitely these shadows are super pigmented. Like you don't even need to wet it to make the metallic shadows come to life, which is really amazing. I'm using this completely dry and it still looks really vibrant, so that's really awesome. Alright, so that's like roughly where I want this shadow to go. Next, I'm gonna take a more reddish brown metallic shade right here. It is called Fancy Face, and I'm just taking that on the same brush. I kind of wiped off the other color in a tissue, applying this Fancy Face color to the outer third of the eye. Just kind of patting it into place. Again, this is just like a rough outlining. We're not looking to achieve like full-on opacity with this brush quite yet, just kind of outlining. Oh, I love these colors so much. They're so pretty. I'm not having issues blending these shadows whatsoever, and pigmentation, it's all there. Okay, so now that I've placed this reddish brown metallic color on the outer third of the eye, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the inner third. The shade I used for this inner third corner is this shade right here. This shade is called Better Bitter, and I'm gonna take it in the same brush. Of course, I wiped it off with the tissue, and do the same thing and just outlining where I want this shade to go, and that's right here on the inner third of the eye. I'm so amazed at how pigmented these shadows are. Like, did I already talk to you guys about how pigmented these are? And I'm just gonna go to the inner corner and not touch the lower lash line at all. So just creating this little arc area and kind of blending this coppery and pale gold color together. Okay, so now that the colors are pretty clearly where they're supposed to be, I'm just gonna take my ring finger and just kind of go over each of the color just to make it even more vibrant. So I'm just gonna start off with this pale gold color called Better Bitter. It's like a tongue twister. And just kind of go over wherever I place this color. And it makes it so much more vibrant when you use your finger. Of course, you could probably wet these shadows as well, but I just feel like using my finger today. Wow, that is so pretty. Next, I'm just gonna take this coppery shade called Level Up again and just reapply it. So with my finger, I'm being careful not to go out of this like outline that I created initially with my brush, and just concentrating on making it more vibrant and blending it in for that awesome gradient look. Okay, so finally taking this reddish brown metallic shade called Fancy Face again, emphasize this color even more. Okay, so next I'm gonna darken up my outer corner a little bit more. I'm gonna take this chocolatey brown shade right here. It is called My Type. So I'm gonna go back to the shade called Bel Air and apply that to the outer V even more for a better blended look. I don't know about you guys, but when I look at this palette, this really yellow gold color really draws my attention, and this shade is called Rule Breaker, and I'm gonna take that same flat synthetic brush and apply it to the lower lash line for that poppin' look. Ooh, yes. This just gives it, you know, more of a fun twist to an otherwise more neutral metallic look. And of course, you guys can customize this look however you want and just skip that lower lash line accent and just go with a regular brown smoked out lower lash line or no lower lash line definition at all, and you know, it would still be an equally gorgeous look. Okay, so now that I've applied that poppin' yellow gold bright shadow on my lower lash line, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little more depth on the outer corner. I'm going to start off by taking this chocolatey brown shade that I've been using called My Type and just kind of smoke out like the outer third of my lower lash line, just to kind of pull this whole eye look together. And to give it even more definition, I'm gonna take this matte black sheet, just like a little tap of it, like that, like literally that's all you need. And this is actually called Let's Do It. So yeah, let's smoke up our lower lash line. I'm just gonna take that tiny bit of black eyeshadow and apply it just at the lash line, just a tiny bit. You don't want to go crazy with this because you don't want to end up with raccoon eyes. You can use that matte chocolatey brown shade that you were using earlier called My Type and just smoke it out even more so that you don't see any harsh edges with that black shadow. Okay, so now we're pretty much done with the shadow portion of it, and we're gonna go ahead and line our eyes. I'm gonna use my, of course, staple heroin make, what is it called? I should know this by now. Smooth liquid eyeliner in the waterproof version, and it's a black liquid eyeliner. And I'm just gonna give it a wing that I have going on my right eye. Okay, so now I'm just gonna apply this lash onto my eye. This is the Eyelure Luxe Opulent style. This is one of my favorite lashes right now, and I just think it's so fluttery and really, really beautiful and a little bit natural looking. It's not that natural, but it's a little bit natural looking, so I like it. So I'll just pop it on and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back with my lash, and this look is pretty much complete. All I need is a lip color and I can call it a day. I'm just gonna take my NYX Liquid Suede Liquid Lipstick. It is in the shade Soft Spoken. I think it'll be really pretty to pair with this eye look and just kind of give it more of a sultry, like fall vibe. Alright, that's it for my look. I hope you guys enjoyed this look that I came up with using the new Colourpop I Think I Love You palette. I think, again, this is a perfect neutral lovers palette, and you can still have some fun colors thrown in there that allows you to create more fun looks as well. And I must say, I really, really do love this palette. Although I have like a million neutral shadow palettes, I do still really love this palette simply because the metallic shades are amazing in pigmentation. It can be applied as intense color even when you don't wet the brush or anything. And I really also love the matte shades in here. They're just incredibly smooth and soft and really easy to blend, as well as super pigmented. So if you're looking for just kind of like an all-around neutral palette that has amazing pigmentation and awesome blendability, and at also a very affordable price, I think you don't need to look any further. So this palette is a winner in my opinion. And that is it for the Colourpop I Think I Love You palette review. By the way, if you're new, I am so happy you stumbled upon my video. I welcome you to my channel, and I encourage you to join the Breath of Beauty family. And if you do, make sure you click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Because the YouTube world is so huge, you gotta have some way to come back to me, right? Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat if you are at all curious about what I am up to on a day-to-day basis. Okay, with all of that said, remember you guys, you are beautiful, wonderful, a thing of marvel, no matter what anybody else tries to tell you. And just remember that I am rooting for you, and I am so grateful that we are friends. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll hopefully see you in my next one. Bye! Mwah.